I never say never, right? I
Okay.
never say never, but I would say unlikely on the dating show aspect of things. At least there's some other projects I'm working on wildlife related, but for the most part, dating, I think I'll keep that to the real world.
Well, it's officially been a year for you, Blake M, since everything has
Yeah.
aired and you've been off the television and all that. How do you feel looking back? Does it feel like a long time ago, or does it feel like
Yeah,
yesterday?
in some way, it kind of still feels like yesterday, and I think only because this time off the actual show and television is one thing, but when things continue to kind of spiral off that, and it's 6 months later, all that stuff kind of happened after the actual finale of the show, that it kind of keeps up with you in a way, and you're still getting tagged and things all along the way, and memes and this that makes you feel like you never got out of it in a really weird way. So you remember it like yesterday. It's one that I'd like to now forget, just in the way that it all kind of played out. But yeah, it does. It has been a year, and it does not feel like that at all.
I mean, I feel like you could answer this a couple ways, but biggest takeaway from the past year, if you had to pick one?
Ooh, you know what? I like to just give people all my trust, and then if they break it, they break it. Whatever. I think that I'm more veering on the side of making people earn trust. Is, I think, the way that I'm starting to go with things. Just the way that I feel like I've been let down in a lot of situations, both in relationships, just lots of different categories. And so the last year, that's kind of my biggest takeaway, is to make people earn their trust and stop just giving it away.
Ooh, I like that. Are you dating? Are you actively dating? Are you looking for someone to have that conflict resolution with?
Yeah, I took a break for a long time. I was focusing on all these other things. And, I think naturally, when you're in bed at night, like, it's something you do want. We naturally want to find that person and that love. And so I started diving back into it again, trying to for the last 5 weeks or so. And I went on a couple dates here and there. But again, I just it didn't go so hot. It didn't go so well. I didn't love how it went. And so again, projects and things come up where it's starting to take my efforts elsewhere. And if I don't think I can fully put the effort into actually trying to make a relationship work, it's going to take someone super special who is patient and very supportive. And I just haven't felt like I've ran into that yet. So I'm reluctant to go there if I can't give it my all.
All right. Overall, probably not going to be looking on television anytime soon.
I never say never, right?
Okay.
I never say never, but I would say unlikely on the dating show aspect of things. At least there's some other projects I'm working on wildlife related, but for the most part, dating, I think I'll keep that to the real world.
I think we need like a dating in the wildlife show for you.
That could work.
I would tune into that.
Right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And you guys recently had your own little outing to a Thomas Rhett concert, obviously. So tell me all about it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got lucky. We were lucky enough to. Blake, have you ever been to Montana? I don't remember if you've been to Montana.
No, that was the first time for me.
Yeah, so both of our first times Montana. So that in itself was really exciting. Both of us being, outdoorsy type, me growing up in the mountains, and obviously Blake, being super passionate about everything that he does. So that in itself was awesome. But then also we were lucky enough to be a part of the launch of Sitka Studio in Bozeman, Montana, which was really, really, really cool. So, I had a blast, met some amazing people, and it was all for a really, really awesome cause.
Yeah, to jump on that, obviously, as soon as I saw the conservation aspect to this, I wanted to jump in on it. But I also wanted to go to Montana. I should have stayed a couple more days to do Yellowstone and do that whole thing. But it was cool to see both Thomas and Brad, the creative mind kind of behind Sitka Studio, talk to us personally behind stage and see the passion and why they're doing this and why this is important. So that really gave it an extra oomph to be there and support something that is truly meaningful. And you could see that they were really passionate about it. So it was just cool to be a part of that. And those guys who, are a big deal. So.
Were you fans of the show Yellowstone? Because
yes.
That's all I know about Montana, and that's why I
Yes. Yeah. No, definitely. And it was cool to see, in Montana, everyone looks like they're from Montana. They have the cowboy hats, they have the plaids, and, tucked in shirts with the belt buckles. It was cool to get that experience.
Well, tell me obviously a little bit more about the conservation efforts and what the money we're raising money for. So everyone understands that a little bit more.
Yeah. So
go ahead, Blake.
Blake.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Blake, nail it. Blake,
you want me to take it?
Go for it. I'll jump in.
Okay. Well, I actually also one of the coolest things about this last weekend was seeing these people, these creative minds, and the people who are passionate about conservation and what they do, and them all coming together for this incredible, moment. So basically, Martin Guitar and Thomas Rhett, who I think most people know, kind of came together in an ambitious waterfall research project to raise money for this waterfall conservation project. And basically, what was the coolest part is they had this idea, and I remember, Thomas Rhett was talking about this, but they were all sitting around a fire pit, as country as it gets, as Montana as it gets, and they were kind of discussing, a way to raise money, and they mentioned this guitar and how like he wanted a custom guitar created by a real creative mind. He's like, some people slap camouflage on it or whatever it is, but they actually created this amazing guitar, with this amazing art in it and this custom guitar. And so basically going to auction off this guitar. It's a customized Martin HD28. And then Sitka plans to match up to $50,000 to help fund all the efforts. So that's kind of why we were out there, and we were able to, we feel very honored to be able to be a part of such a cool, such a cool project.